Hi, Celine and Thomas. Since I can't be there, I'm gonna record the video to explain the HSK level 2 to you. So what you're looking at here, this is the first page and also the cover page for the exam paper. On that, you can see this is 新汉语水平考试 New Chinese Proficiency Test HSK level 2, and here this is a sample. All the rest it should be the same. Here the mark and attention information, so I'm gonna translate for you. For the HSK level 2, it is divided into two parts. The first part is the listening part, which contains 35 questions, and it gives you a recommended 25 minutes to finish this part. Then the second part is the reading part, which contains 25 questions for 22 minutes. After all of this, after the first part, listening part, so basically after 25 minutes from the beginning of the test, you have 3 minutes to fill in the answering sheet. So during the listening test, you don't need to move all your answer to the answering sheet. You could focus on answering all these questions. Okay, so here it says the overall exam would be around 25 minutes, including 5 minutes for you to fill in all your personal information, which means to give your name, exam number, something like that on the answering sheet. Okay, then this with a blank page, and later this is the first part of listening. This is first listening, so that's the listening section, and this 第一部分, which means the first part. You can see there are 10 questions in here. So for first part of the listening part, you got 10 questions. For each question, 1 to 10, you got 2 pages for this. For 1 to 10, you will hear each question for twice. Each of the picture stands for one sentence, and they give you one picture according to sentence. What you need to do is to mark true or false due to the statement. Okay, that's the first part. Then for the second part, there are 10 questions as well, from 11 to 20. Here you can see also 2 pages. And again, each question will be read twice. And for this time, each question will be a conversation, like in here. Will be a conversation. And then for each of the questions, they read you a conversation, and you need to mark the conversation with the according picture, like this. So basically, match the picture to the conversation. That's the second part of the listening. Okay, and move on to the third part of the listening. Again, 10 questions, twice for each one. And each of the question would still be a conversation followed by a question. And they give you 3 options for the question. So you need to choose one out of 3 for the question. Okay, that's 21 to 30. That's 21 to 30. That's the third part. Okay, then for the last part, you only got 5 questions altogether. And each question again would be read twice. For each question, it will be 3 to 5 sentences conversation. Okay, so it will be A-B conversation with 1 question by the end. And again, multiple choice, 1 out of 3. That concludes the listening part. So you should spend 25 minutes in listening part, and then after all of this, you got 3 minutes to move on all the answers to the answering sheet. Then they're gonna stop recording, then you should proceed to this reading part. This is the first part of reading part. You only got 5 questions for this part. So basically it's still similar, matching the picture to the statements. For this one, the statements is just listed here. So match these descriptions with the pictures. Okay, basically I think at this stage you can ignore all the Chinese characters just based on those pinyin. That's for the first part. Second part is the same, 5 questions. And each question will provide 1 to 2 sentences, and there will be a blank in between. So you need to select a word out of these offered and fill in the blanks. Okay, so basically including the example will be exactly the same number. So each word fill in only once for the below statements. Okay, for the third part, they got 5 questions altogether. So that'll be 46 to 50 here. You got 5 questions together. And for each question, for each question they offer you one longer statement and a shorter one to summarize it. You need to check and see whether the shorter statements is in line with the longer one. So basically true and false. These are 2 examples. Okay, longer statements, shorter one, and they think they're in line with each other, which this one is not. So true or false. And the last part, you have 10 questions for this part, from 51 to 60 for 2 pages. Each of them will offer 1 sentence, and you need to match the sentence with the one that's provided. And again, all of these options will be only used once. So for the questions, it could be a statement or a question, and these 2 parts should be logically combined. They should be logically connected to each other. Okay, that's all the formats. And if any further question on the format, please just email me. Okay.